So I'm going to do a quick tutorial of the updated version of Draconis Invasion because a lot of things have changed, mostly stayed the same, but if you're receiving the game now and you don't know how to play, I'm going to go over it real quick, although at the end of the day you should really just read the rules. So here we go. In this game, you are a warrior charged by the king to go out and fight the invading armies of Draconis. These are the invaders right here, and they come from these two decks, the blue deck and the gold deck. The gold deck are stronger than the blue deck enemies. And in this game, you will be gathering these defenders and using these action cards to do damage to these armies. As well, you will be collecting campaign cards over here, which allow you to get bonus points for killing different invaders. To hire these defenders, you need gold. So as a general of your army, you're going to have to somehow get wealthy enough to pay off your soldiers. Some soldiers are expensive, some are quite cheap. It really depends on the character. This is a deck building game. So you start off with a weak hand, and as the game progresses, your hand gets stronger. Or, well, it's a mixture of stronger, sometimes it gets more cluttered with this system which is called Terror. In this game, Terror cards clunk up your hand and can't be removed. So as the game progresses, you get more and more terror. Another aspect of the game is event cards. Event cards are cards that do different things throughout the game. These are triggered by the terror die. This die increases in number from 1 all the way to 6, or the skull, as terror cards are revealed. More terror cards in the game, the faster this accelerates. Each time this hits 6, an event card will be revealed, which will do something bad, usually to the winning player. Sometimes do something good for the losing player. It's a bit of an auto-balance system. In this version of the game, there is a turn overview card, which helps you to understand what to do during the game. You check out this one here. The game has an A, B, C, D system, where A stands for action, playing an action card. B is buy, you can buy a card. C is campaign, you can take new campaign cards. Or D is defeat, you can defeat one invader card. In this game though, you can only do an action and then do one of these three, meaning every turn you can do an action, playing an action card, but then after that you can only buy or campaign or defeat. You can't do all of these. You can have to choose if you want to buy a card, if you want to take new campaigns, or you want to defeat an enemy. So you have to make that choice. In the game, there will be 7 action cards and 7 defender cards. The action and defender cards are dependent on the battle stage that you choose in the game. Different battle stages, which are in the book, will decide what cards will come out. However, every game will have the default Imperial Guard as a defender and the default Casualty of War as an action card. These will be determined by the battle stages unless you decide to use the randomizer cards, which you can shuffle, and then choose randomly the 6 action cards and defender cards that will come out. Every player will get 5 Imperial Guard cards and 7 wealth cards. Wealth is the most primary type of gold. You're going to get those cards, which add up to 12. You're going to shuffle them up, and that is going to be your starting hand of 12 cards. Also, to start the game, you have to decide who's going to be first player. To do that, you're going to use the terror dice. Each player will roll the terror dice. Whoever has the highest number will go first. Let's imagine that I was the first player, right? I got the highest number. I would then roll the terror dice to decide the threat level. I rolled a 2. If you look over here, on the turn overview card on the back, starting threat level. Because I rolled a 2, starting player chooses another player. Both players gain 1 terror. Each of these threat levels add some sort of terror and or sometimes gold to your hand. If the starting threat level tells somebody they have to pick up a terror card, in this case me as the starting player, I would take the terror card, place it in my discard pile, and leave it there till later. Now I would take my shuffled deck of 12 cards, deal myself 6, and that's my hand. In this case, I have 3 Imperial Guards and 3 Wealth cards. This means I have $30 to spend, or I can do 15 damage. I need to decide what's the best thing to do. Now that you know the cards in your hand, you would look at your turn overview card, and you could, number 1, play an action card. However, you have no action cards. Then, afterwards, you would choose one of these 3. You have $30 you can use to buy something from the table. The options you have are you can buy gold from here, you can buy an action card from here, or you can buy defenders from here. The costs are on the bottom right of all the cards. Another option you might decide to do is take a campaign. Campaigns give you extra points when the game is over. The campaign cards are here. You can take 2 campaign cards. 2 from here, 2 from the face-up piles, or a mixture of 1 and 1 from each. They'll give you points for the invaders that you kill throughout the game. Lastly, one of the choices you can take is you can defeat invaders. Right now you have 3 Imperial Guards, which is 15 damage. So if you look down here, you will take a look at the invaders, and you can see their health on the top left of each card. The weakest one here is actually 15 health. So you could technically defeat a succubus if you decide to use your Imperial Guards. The Imperial Guard is kind of special because she does 5 damage and costs $0 to send to battle. So she's really good, she's really cheap, but she's not that strong. If you look at other cards like the Dread Knight, he does 15 damage, but costs $40 every time you send him out to battle. If you look over here, the Warlord does 20 damage, but costs $50 to send to fight. However, the Warlord also has special effects. If you notice, other defenders will have different costs, different damage, and different effects. And that'll help you decide which one you want to buy if you decide to buy another defender. So just to review, you would do an action if you had an action card, which right now I don't. Then you can buy using the money you have, campaign as in take 2 new campaign cards, or defeat a bad guy with the damage that you can do. So what I'm going to do is using my 15 damage from my Imperial Guard, I will go and kill the succubus because she's 15 health. So I take her, I put her face down beside me, and I reveal a new invader. The new invader has a revealed effect. All invaders do. This Reaper says attacking player gains 1 terror card. I'm the attacking player. So I take another terror card, which sucks, and I put it in my discard pile. Now I have 2 terror cards, which later, when my turn's over, by the way, I take all the cards and I put them in my discard. Everything, even if I didn't use it. As the game progresses, I'll have more stuff and I'll shuffle them. When I deal myself 6 cards in the future, I might have terror in my hand. If a terror goes from my hand into my discard pile, this terror dice will increase in number. So right now it's a 2, it will increase to 3. Every time it hits 6, event cards are revealed. So if this hits 6 on my turn, an event card is revealed. No, sorry, it's not revealed. It's given to the player on my left. That player will reveal it when their turn starts. Event cards basically do bad things to the winning player. It kind of creates an auto balance in the game where leading has its disadvantages. How do you know that you're winning? Winning depends on how many invaders you've killed. Whoever's killed the most invaders is in the lead. Even though we don't know how many points they have, more invader cards, technically, for the sake of the rules, means you're in the lead. If there's a tie, somebody has 2, someone else has 2, the tiebreaker is gold cards, because they're worth more. Gold cards break ties. If there's still a tie, both players, or whoever is tied, gets the effect of the revealed event card. So the game ends in 2 ways. Either all the event cards run out, and the retreat card is revealed, so everybody runs home to mommy, and you count up your points, or a person defeats 6 total invaders. If you've defeated 6 invaders, you trigger the end of the game, and then you just count up your points. The points are from the invaders you've killed, but they're also from the campaigns. For example, if you have a Valar campaign, you get plus 2 points in addition to the 4 points you would have gotten for killing a Valar. So if you kill the Valar and you have the campaigns, you will have a total of 6 points plus all the other points you gained. Now let's imagine the game ends, and I have 4 invaders I've killed, and I have 4 campaigns I've collected. So let's take a look. The invaders all have points attached to them. So Hellhound is 2 glory points, Reaper is 2, Skull is 5, Valar is 4. I add those guys up. In addition, I killed 1 Hellhound, so I get to complete this 1 Hellhound campaign. That's an extra 2 points. I've killed 1 Valar, so I get to complete this Valar campaign for another 2 points. I add up my score, as does everyone else playing, and the person with the highest score wins. If you have the highest score, you are the greatest champion in the kingdom, and you win the game. That's basically it. You can look at the rule book. Obviously, things are a bit more detailed and described in here. Additionally, there's an FAQ online. Other than that, that's all. Thanks for watching.